Greetings, fellow grade 11s. It's Mr. Shajar here, and welcome to Back to Basics. Look, what we are going to be examining basically today, we are going to be looking at our equations, and we are going to be examining our November 2016 paper to try and understand in terms of how do we go about solving for these types of questions, right? Now, let's go straight to 1.1. Now, in 1.1, you are already given that you're having 2x subtract your 3 and your x plus 7 is equal to 0. Now, can you see that this is already given in factorized form, right? So the only thing that you are going to do here, this is going to be same as your 2x subtract your 3 is equals to your 0, or your x plus your 7 is equals to your 0. Then from here, what is that you can do? This is going to be same as your 2x is equals to your 3, then divide by what? Divide by 2 this side, you divide by 2 this side, which means your x is going to be same as what? 3 over 2, or your x is going to be same as what? Your negative 7. Okay. So basically, that's going to be the first thing that you're going to do. Now, in the second question, what is it that you're going to do? Now, let's just make up our space here. Now, in the second question, as soon as you see leave your answer into one or two decimal place, this is where you're going to use your quadratic formula, Okay, here it is compulsory for you to use your quadratic formula because you cannot factorize this one, right? Now, what is it that you're going to have? Look, you're having 7x squared plus 3x subtract 2 is equal to 0. And look, your quadratic equation is given by what? It is given by your ax squared. Remember, it's given by ax squared plus bx plus your c is equal to 0, which means here, when you're having your x is equal to negative b plus minus square root of b squared subtract your 4ac over what? Over your 2a. How do you do this? Now, this is going to be same as what? This is going to be same as your b is going to what? Your value of your b, can you see your value of your b is 3? So this is going to be negative 3 plus minus into this is 3 squared subtract your 4. Your a is going to what? Your a is 7 and your c is negative 2, right? Divide by what? Divide by 2 into your 7, right? Then now what is it that you're going to do? Now, easily from here, what is it that you're going to have? Now, this is same as what? This is same as your x, which is equals to negative 3 plus minus. When you do your square root here, you're going to get square root of 65. This is same as 9, and then negative and negative is going to be positive, right? So which means, yes, this is your root of 65 over 14. Therefore, your values of your x is going to be same as negative 0.75, or rather 79, or the other value of your x is going to be 0.36. Okay. So basically, this is how we are going to do these types of question, or rather this type of question. Now, let's move swiftly along. Now let's look at our what? Let's look at our 1.1.3, right? And see in terms of what is it that you can do in that particular question. Now from there, what is it that I want you to take note? Look, you are having your radical root, which is your x, subtract 1 plus your 3, which is equals to what? It's equals to your x. Now, the first thing that you need to do is you must leave your square root in one side. So this is going to your x subtract what? Is equals to your x. You are going to transpose the 3 that side, which is going to be same as what? Which is going to be same as negative 3. And now from here, what is that you're going to do? You are going to square this side, you are going to square this side so that you can get rid of the square root here, right? Which means here is going to be x subtract 1 is equals to, now remember here it was same as x subtract your 3 and your x subtract your 3, which means this is going to be x subtract 1 is equals to x squared subtract what? Subtract 6x plus what? Plus 9, right? Now, when you take the x subtract 1 on this side, this is same as what? X squared subtract 6x. When you take the x, that side is going to be negative what? Negative x. And then this is going to be plus 9 plus 1 is equals to what? Is equals to 0, which means this is x squared subtract 7x plus what? Plus 10 is equals to 0. Okay. And now from here, what is it that you can do? Now you can just literally just open your two brackets. You are looking for the factors of 10 that can give you 7. This is going to be x and x. This is going to where you're having your 2 and also your 5. Altogether, where both of them are negative, which means the value of your x is going to be your what? is going to be your 2, or your value of your x is going to be equal to your 5. But remember, you must check which of the solution is applicable here, right? Now, for example, if we start with the 2, right? We are saying, look, this is square root of what? Where there is x, you substitute the 2. This is 2 subtract 1 plus 3 is equals to what? Is equals to 2. Basically, here we are proving our left-hand side to be equals to your what? Our right-hand side. Now, what is it that you're going to have here? Here you are going to have 1 plus 3, which is going to be equals to 2. Can you see that here is not, 4 is not equals to your 2? Okay, which means your solution here can never be equals to what? Your solution can never be equals to your 2. Okay, so basically, this is how you're going to do these types of questions, right? Now, let's move swiftly along. Now, after that, you are having your what? You are having your inequalities, right? Now, let's look at that one, right? Let's just make up our space here, right? Yes. Now, look, what is it that you are having here? You are having your what? You are having your x squared greater than 3 into x plus what? Plus 6. Now, the easier thing that you can do here is to firstly write this as x squared greater than 3 multiplied by x is going to give you what? This is going to give you 3x. And 3 multiplied by 6 is 3, 12 what? 3, or rather 6, 12, and what? And 18 altogether. So this is going to be what? Plus 18. Plus 18, right? Then now you transpose all of these this side. This is same as x squared subtract 3x subtract 18. Are we together? Remember, when all these numbers jumps in aside, they are going to change the sign, right? So these are going to be greater than 0. Now you are going to open your two brackets, right? All of these are greater than 0. You are having your x here, you are having your x here. Now, what else are you not going to have here? You are going to have the factors that can give you -3. It's going to be 3 and what? 3 and 6. Where your 6 is negative and where your 3 is positive. Okay. Which means the critical values of this is going to where x is equals to what? Where x is equals to -3, or where x is equals to what? Where x is equals to 6. Now, and as soon as you do that, now you're going to come back and draw our number line. Now, our number line is going to start from what? -3 up until what? Up until 6. Now, they are saying which values that when you plug in the equation x squared subtract 3x subtract 18, they are going to give you values that are going to what? That are going to be positive. Now, what is it that you're going to do? Look, now this is going to be what you're going to have your what? Your open cast circle on both sides. Remember, because here, remember, there's no inclusion sign, so your cycles are not going to be having your what? Shading in between. Then now, secondly, what is it that you're going to do? This is going to where you start uh from -3 going this way, or this is from what? -6 moving that way. Remember, but these two values are not included, which means what is going to be your answer here? Your answer is going to be where x is less than -3, or where your x is greater than what? Where your x is greater than 6. So basically, that is going to be the solution for this one. Are we together? Now, so this is basically how you're going to solve for this inequality. Now, let's now continue to our what? Let's just continue to your simultaneous equation. Now, what is it that you can do to try to solve for our simultaneous equation? Now, here, you are given that you're having 2y plus x is equals to 1. Now, make x to be the subject of the formula. So this is going to be same as x is equals to 1 subtract 2y. Then this is going to be your first equation. The second equation that you are going to have here, this is going to be same where this is going to be where you're having your x squared plus y squared plus 3xy plus y is equals to what? Is equals to your 0. So which means here, what is that you're going to do? You are going to say where now this is going to be your equation number 2. Then you are substituting, you are going to substitute equation 1 into our equation 2. So which means where there is x, you write 1 subtract 2y. So this is going to be same as what? 1 subtract 2y squared plus y squared plus what is the other one? This is going to be same as 3. This is same as your 3y into what? This is 3y into your 1 subtract 2y plus what? Plus y. Here, sorry, this must be plus y is equals to 0. Okay. Now, basically, that must be that. Now, when you are writing this, how are you going to solve this? This is same as 1 subtract what? 1 subtract 4y plus what? Plus 4y squared plus y squared. This is going to be same as what? 3 multiplied by 3y multiplied by 1. This is going to be plus 3y. Then 3y multiplied by that. This is going to be negative what? This is going to be negative 6y squared, which is going to be plus what? Plus y is equals to 0. Okay. Yes, that's going to be that. Then from here, you're going to group your like terms. What is it that you're going to have here? Look, you are having your 3y plus y, which is 4y, and here, what is it that you're going to have here? Let's see. So here you're going to be left with 1. Look, the negative 4y and 3 and 4y are going to cancel each other, right? Now, what else are you going to have here? Let's see what else is going to cancel each other here. You are left with what? You are left with what? Look, this is same as y, y plus 4y squared. This is going to be 5y. And then 5y subtract 6y. What is it that you're going to get? This is same as negative y squared is equals to your 0. Now you're going to open your two brackets because this is a difference of two squares. This is 1 subtract your y and 1 plus your y. So which means the value of your y is going to what? Your y is going to be equals to 1, or your y is going to be equals to negative 1. Okay. So basically now these are going to be the values of your what? These are going to be your values of your y. Now, what else now are you going to do? Now that you have your y, you're going to come back to the value of your x and substitute. Now you're going to say where there is x, this is x is equals to 1 subtract 2. What did we find for our y? We find firstly 1, which is going to what? Your x is going to 1 subtract 2. This is going to be negative 1. Then what else are you going to have here? You are going to say your x is equals to 1 subtract 2 into what? Into your negative 1. Then negative and negative is going to positive, which means your x here is going to be what? Is going to be equals to 3. Right? So basically now, that is going to be what? That is going to be a simultaneous equation that you're going to have here. Now let's look at 1.3. Now, in 1.3, what is it that you're going to have in 1.3? Now they say if f of x is equals to what? Is equals to 0, has root of that. Now, for which values of k will the roots be equal? Now, how can you go about solving this particular question? Now, one thing that I want you to understand is that, remember, from your square root formula, from your quadratic formula, this side you're having b squared subtract 4ac, right? Which is same as what? Which is same as your delta. Now, which means in this case, whenever we are not given those values, your 3 subtract 12k squared is going to be your delta. Okay. Now, and now what is this going to be? Now, for these to be equal roots, we are saying your delta must be equal to 0, which means in this case, your 3 subtract your 12k squared must be equal to 0, right? Now, what is it that you're going to have here? Now, from here, what is it that you can do? You can start by dividing by 3, or this is going to be 7 as 3 is equals to your 12k squared. You divide by what? Divide by 12 here, divide by 12 here. Now, what is it that you're going to have? This is going to be 1 over 4 is equals to k squared. Now you are finding for square root of both sides, which means your k is going to be plus minus what? 1 over your 2. Okay. So basically, that is going to be the value of your k that they are looking for. Then there's nothing else. So which means now this is going to be the end of this particular video. Hopefully this makes sense to you. And thank you very much.